Hare Krishna. Hello friends, how are you all doing? I hope you all are doing well. This is Ritendra and I am preacher of Bhagavad Gita, and today I am going to talk about effective leadership on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How to be effective in our leadership, how to be a good leader, how to be empathetic, how to be a learning leadership from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Before I start my lecture, I would like to introduce Srimad Bhagavad Gita. This is Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is written by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Mahaprabhu from ISKCON temple, and I would say that Srimad Bhagavad Gita is neither religious book nor spiritual book, but in true sense it's pure book of the science and humanity. I am trying to propagate a humanity on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita and trying to morally motivate to those people who are actually frustrated and attempt to commit suicide on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Let's start about effective leadership on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. How to be a good person, how to be an ethical leader on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We can only learn about what Lord Krishna said about call for leadership. About Lord Krishna here in Bhagavad Gita, before more than 5,000 years ago, Lord Krishna preached Srimad Bhagavad Gita in the battle of Kurukshetra, in the battle of Mahabharata. And Lord Krishna here said, "O Krishna," here Arjuna asked, "O Krishna," he lament, "I have no desire to fight this battle." Here Arjuna said, "I have no desire to fight this battle." In our leadership, this is happened. Here Arjuna said, "I have no desire to fight this battle. I have no desire for victory or pleasure of the kingdom. I have no desire to fight against the kinsman, even if it means a place in heaven. Despite of if I will get heaven palace or heaven kingdom after this warfare, but I don't have any desire. I don't have any desire of victory as well as a defeat. Then why should I have to fight?" In leader, particular leader has this kind of quality. He doesn't have any desire, but he has to lead. He has to lead the people who are associated with him in the right direction, in the right manner, with a good psychology. He has to motivate. Despite of he doesn't have to keep any kind of desire to get a defeat or to get a victory, to get a success or failure. He doesn't have any desire. He must not have to keep any kind of desire. This is we can learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. In the opening of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can learn the incarnation of Lord Sri Hari Vishnu, Lord Krishna. Here talked about the effective leadership. Lord Krishna played a role like a leader. Leader has to motivate people who are associated with him to move on a right direction and to do a right virtue, to do a right conduct of the act. Accountability. This is the best quality of the leadership. We can learn accountability from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Accountability, how to take our responsibility. If I am leader, if something went wrong, then I have to take a responsibility or accountability. If I am leader, then I am responsible. I am accountable. If my team, which will get a success, which got a success, I am only responsible for my team failure and success, because I didn't direct them. Because this is the reason why they got fail, why they got success. I am only responsible. I have to direct them in a proper manner, proper direction. This is accountability we can learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. There is a conflict between Pandavas and Kauravas. It's basically a family feud. Mostly influenced by the malicious brother Duryodhana, the Kauravas want to drive the Pandavas away from the kingdom so they can reign with absolute authority. First they attempt to kill the Pandavas by setting their place on fire. And later the Kauravas fool the Pandavas in the vigor that forced them to leave the kingdom for 13 years. And after the 13 years, Duryodhana refused to share the kingdom with the Pandavas, lead to the battle of Kurukshetra. This is said in Mahabharata. This is mentioned in Mahabharata epic. So Lord Krishna here taken the destruction of the family values and tradition leads to the destruction of the society. This is said by Arjuna. Arjuna here lamented. Arjuna here stated to Lord Krishna, "If I destroy my family, then it will definitely destroy the society." Lord Krishna said, "Despite of this all things, you are only and only lamenting for those people which are not actually worthy. Despite of this all things, you know very well these all things are not worthy. Even then, Despite of this all things, you are only lamenting for this all things. You don't have to lament. You just have to do your prescribed duty. It's something like a niyatam kuru karma tvam. Karma jaya hi akarmana. Sarira yatrapi chatena parisadhata natu akarmana. Lord Krishna here said about you have to perform your prescribed duty. Working is better than not working. And no one can maintain his or her physical body without working, without doing, without performing his prescribed duty. This is all about accountability. You are not responsible as well as you are responsible. If something is good for the society, that particular thing is good for each and every individual one. If something is not good for the society, that particular thing is not good for each and every individual one. Let's talk about organizational culture and values. This is most important. And actually I have done a research work in organizational behavior, organizational culture and value. This is what we can learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna, an effective leader, is always cognizant of culture, values and tradition. The effective leader, like Arjuna, who understand his culture, his tradition, his values, ethic, character, everything he has to understand. And a factor of any organization, this is most important. These are most important factor of any organization, of any institution. When faces with adversity, a leader must use this factor or references point to analyze problem and to guide the organization while preserving its essence. Preserving essence, the leader has to guide. If different people are associated with us, different culture, different traditions, different language, different religions, people are associated with us, even that despite of this all things, we have to point out the real problem and we have to unite all the people in a one, we have to draw one line and united all the people in a one sky, one ceiling. Then we can be an effective leader. What Arjuna did in the battle of Mahabharata, we can learn this from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The emphasis on the organizational culture is not to maintain its status quo, but but to identify its positive as well as a negative aspect. We have to understand positive as well as a negative aspect of particular organization. The people who are associated with a particular organization, about that different creed, different culture, different beliefs, different religion, different language, different tradition. We have to understand. We have to draw one line and we have to get together as all people in a one line. This is all about to maintain the organizational culture in particular thing. Learning from the conflict and adversity. There is a conflict in between learning. We have to learn from adversity. We have to learn from the conflict. If we are fighting, if we are having confrontation with anybody, we have to start to learn, because learning ability which lead all of us toward the success. We can easily get a success if we are having a learning ability or skill. Without learning ability and skill, we will never get any kind of success. So we have to understand, we have to learn this learning ability from our conflict, from our confrontation, from our problem, from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, by which we can easily learn. Let's talk about self-awareness. This is the most important for the leader. Leader must have a quality to know about himself. Leader must have a self-awareness as well as empathy. As Arjuna laments his dilemma of fighting the battle of Kurukshetra, Krishna tries to console him. It is not wise for an intelligence being like you to lament at the time of crisis. You should not be weak at the time of adversity. You should fight the adversity with a brave heart. This is said by Lord Krishna, verse number 2 and 3, chapter number 2 of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Arjuna continued to grieve at the thought of killing his kinsman in the battle of Krishna. In the battlefield, Krishna said, "You should not grieve for those who are not worthy to be grieved for, and the wise grieves never for the living nor for the dead." This kind of wise grief, this kind of grieves is not good for living as well as not for death. This is said in verse number 11, chapter number 2. Here, Lord Krishna allude to self-awareness and empathy. You have to understand who you are. पहले जीवन के रहस्य तो जान लो अर्जुना. then इंसान कैसे बनते हैं, कैसे जन्म लेते हैं, बार बार उनको कैसे जन्म लेना पड़ता है. The people who are associated in the battle of Mahabharata, they are only and only soul. There is no relation with the physical body. Physical body is only material, and material body is only and only responsible for degradation as well as a regression of our soul. Without a medium like a body, our soul will never get any kind of progression and regression. So we have to understand ourselves only, क्योंकि अपनी आत्मा का दर्शन स्वयं परमात्मा का दर्शन है. The speculation of our soul is similar as the speculation of the super soul. We have to understand, we have to learn this thing from श्रीमद् भागवत गीता. दुनिया को जानने से पहले, दूसरों को जानने से पहले अपने आप को तो जान लो पार्थ. तुम क्या हो, तुम्हारी आत्मा क्या है, तुम्हारा शरीर और आत्मा के साथ रिलेशन क्या है, वो तो जान लो पार्थ. This is said by Lord Krishna. Self-awareness helps the leader grow accustomed to their guiding values. If I am self-aware, then I can make people guide. I can lead the people who are associated with me. Leaders with a higher level of self-awareness assess their own strength and weakness as well. The people who are actually self-aware, they know about their strength as well as a weakness. We have to understand, if we want to become a good leader, effective leader, then we have to understand our strength as well as weakness. And they can identify their strength. They also trained to be confident in their action. Actually Lord Krishna stated in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, if you think weak yourself, then weak you will be. If you think yourself as a strength or strong person, then you will be strong. So whatever you think, you will be. It's about psychology, it's about a mental effect. So we have to understand who we are and what we can do. On the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, we can get a self-awareness, we can identify our own self. Identification of our own self, to get a self-awareness, to get a self-realization, this is most important to be effective leader. Let's talk about leaving a legacy. An effective leader's role is to span much beyond the tenure he or she serves in organization, and leader can leave a legacy if he or her ideology incorporate enduring the values. How will we living our legacy about our impact on those people who are actually associated. As a learning leader, as an effective leader, we have to follow certain ideology, and on the basis of our ideology, we have to leave our effect on the people who are associated with us. It's about leaving legacy on the people. Krishna supports a supreme legacy for his friend and leader Arjuna when he say, there has never been a time when you, Lord Krishna said, there has never been a time when you and I, these kings have not existed. And ऐसा कोई समय नहीं था जब मैं एग्जिस्टिंग नहीं था या तुम नहीं थे. उस समय तुम भी थे, मैं भी था, और आगे तुम भी होगे और मैं भी होगा. And never will there be a time when we will cease to be exist. ऐसा कोई समय नहीं आएगा जब हमारा अस्तित्व खत्म हो जाएगा, हमारा निशान खत्म हो जाएगा. हमारी आत्मा का अस्तित्व हमेशा रहेगा. This is all about legacy. Krishna traces the immorality of the leader and their legacy on the earth. At the time of the great crisis, it is important for Arjuna to think of his legacy for his family, his kingdom, and generation that would follow him. Leader as a change agent. परिवर्तन ही संसार का नियम है. This is said by Lord Krishna. The changes is the important rule of the life. We have to accept the changes. आजकल क्या करते हैं पता है, पेरेंट्स बच्चे को रिस्ट्रिक्शन में रखते हैं. ये नहीं करना है, वो नहीं करना है. दिस इज अ गुड थिंग, दिस इज बैड थिंग. वी आर मेकिंग our son or daughter to learn. We are making our children to learn. But actually, whatever, if we are following the wrong path, because our attachment, and everything is there, by which we are putting them in restriction. Lord Krishna said, "Na visya vinivartate niharasya dehina रसोवर्जम रसोपेस्य परम दृष्टवानी वर्तते." जो इंसान स्वाद से छूटने के लिए भोजन का ही त्याग कर देता है, वास्तव में उसके मन से कभी स्वाद की लालसा जाती ही नहीं. जो इंसान स्वाद से छूटने के लिए भोजन का ही त्याग कर देता है, वास्तव में उसके मन से कभी स्वाद की लालसा जाती ही नहीं. इसीलिए अपने बच्चों को रोको मत, बच्चों को एक कैरेक्टर बनाओ, कैरेक्टर दो, उनका एथिक्स वैल्यू दो, रादर देन मेक देम मनी मेकिंग मशीन. उनको मतलब एजुकेशन, वेस्टर्न एजुकेशन दे रहे हैं. वी आर फॉरगेटिंग अवर कल्चर, अवर सिविलाइजेशन, अवर वैदिक एजुकेशन वी आर फॉरगेटिंग. वी आर नॉट प्रोवाइडिंग अवर वैदिक एजुकेशन टू अवर चिल्ड्रन, टू अवर सन और डॉटर. दैट्स वाई दे आर टोटली डिसएसोसिएटेड विथ ऑल ऑफ अस. मैं जब वृद्धाश्रम में गया था, ओल्ड एज होम, and I interacted with many old people, and they said, my son has all the property, he is too much rich person, he is a crorepati. Despite of this all things, he is not allow us to stay with him. Why? Because he said we have given everything to him, we educated him, we have supported financially, mentally, economically, everything we have supported. But right now he is well settled, he is well situated. Despite of this all things, he is not supporting, he is not taking care of all of us. And who is responsible? Might be our karma. Yes, only and only parents are responsible if their children are not taking care of them in their old age. Why? How? Because parents are forgetting to give them the culture of character, civilization and for ethics and morals in his character. हम मतलब चारित्र का घड़तर करना, चारित्र का निर्माण करने का कार्य हम भूल जाते हैं. हम उनको डॉक्टर, इंजीनियर, साइंटिस्ट बनाएंगे, हम उनको एजुकेट करेंगे, हम उनको खाली मनी मेकिंग मशीन बनाएंगे. हम उनका चारित्र का निर्माण करने का जो अति महत्वपूर्ण कार्य है वो हम भूल जाते हैं. अगर आपने अपने बच्चे को धर्म के संस्कार दिए होते, कैरेक्टर सही बनाया होता, तो आपका जो पुत्र है या पुत्री है आपको अवश्य आपका ध्यान रखता, आपका वो हमेशा सम्मान करता. और आपने धर्म का संस्कार देने का कार्य तो भूल ही गए हैं आप. और आप बाद में बोल रहे हैं कि हमारी क्या गलती है, हमने अपने बच्चे को पढ़ाया लिखाया सब कुछ करवाया, और अभी हमारा जो हम उसके पेरेंट्स है उसको एज ए पेरेंट्स वो हमें मतलब वृद्धाश्रम में छोड़ के आ गया. आपके संस्कारों की कमी है, आपने उसका चारित्र निर्माण करने का कार्य भूल ही गए. जो धर्म के संस्कार दिए होते, चारित्र का निर्माण किया होता, तो आपका संतान आपको प्रेम और सम्मान जरूर देता, आपकी रक्षा करता, आपका ध्यान रखता, आपकी केयर करता, आपकी संतान. Lord Krishna further said about how to learn another things, another characteristics of effective leader from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Silence in action, always be silent in our action. Silently do. Effective leader will do all the action in a silent manner, in a silence. In December 22, 2003, Green Bay Packers were about to play an important Monday night football game against the Oakland Raiders. Something was unusual about the Green Bay Packers that night. The Packers quarterback Brett Favre's father has died in a previous night. Everyone was surprised to see Favre on the field, ready to take on the leadership role of the quarterback instead of being with his family. No one expected an extraordinary game for the Favre would lead to the team to victory over the Raiders. People were surprised at their performance and his resilience in winning the game despite of his recent personal tragedy. Actually, I would have to give one example. Sachin Tendulkar, who was playing against Sri Lanka, I think. I don't remember exact team against which he played. When he was playing the cricket, he was in batting, and he suddenly got a news that his father got died. and on that day, despite of living his duty, despite of living his karma, despite of this all factors, personal tragedy was there, he played very well and he hit a century. Listen it very carefully. He hits a century and he dedicate this century to his father. This is a real tribute to his father. Despite whatever circumstance or situation come across to us, if the leader, he doesn't has to surrender against the situation would be changed, the time would be changed. सुख और दुख आते रहेंगे, बट हमें हमारा कर्तव्य कर्म है, उसका त्याग नहीं करना है, उसको नहीं छोड़ना है. Essence of leaders. According to the Vedic tradition, the soul is essence of the self and mortal life. Soul is essential, essence of self as well as a mortal life. The soul is never born and never dies. Says Lord Krishna, reinforcing the permanent nature of the soul. The soul is eternal and indestructible. It is not destroyed even after the end of mortal life. Mortal life it inhabit in it. मतलब हमारी आत्मा का नाश कभी भी नहीं होता. हमारा बॉडी नाश हो जाएगा, हमारा शरीर नाश होगा, हमारी आत्मा तो अमर है. तो हमें लीडरशिप है, हमारी लीडरशिप होगी ना, हमारे जो कार्य होंगे, हमारे जो कर्म होंगे, उसी से हम जाने जाएंगे, उसी से हम लोग हमें पहचानेंगे. Our identity is not from our body. Our identity is only and only from our soul, only and only from our karma, our tendency, our behavior, our working inhabitants, our working ability. These all are our real identity. Because अगर हमारा जो भी आइडेंटिटी हमारे शरीर से होता, तो मृत्यु के बाद शरीर को नष्ट क्यों किया जाता है? उसको प्रिजर्व करके रखते हैं ना. ऐसा तो कभी भी नहीं होता. लोगों ने ट्राई भी किया पर सक्सेस नहीं है. हमारी रियल आइडेंटिटी हमारा कर्तव्य कर्म है. लॉर्ड कृष्णा सेड, however, whatever prescribed duty, which one is given to you, however that prescribed duty is worse than worst, and you are not able to do so, you are performing very badly. Despite of this all thing, you don't have to leave your prescribed duty. You have to perform your prescribed duty. And however, if you are able to perform others' prescribed duty betterly, you don't have to adopt that particular person's prescribed duty. You have to only perform your prescribed duty. So this is the best leadership quality. Lord Krishna further says, focus on action and not reward. Niskam karma कर्मण्यवधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भु मा ते संगो स्वकर्मणि. Lord Krishna said, you have a right to perform your duty, perform your karma. You don't have any right to get any reward from your karma, and you don't have to associate to get associated with your karma, and you don't have to escape to not perform your karma. Lord Krishna further said, Sukh dukhe same kritva labha labho jaya jayo tato yodhaya yujasva nevam papam avapsasi. जो इंसान सुख दुख में एक समान रहता है, लाभ हानि जय पराजय के विचार करे बिना अपना कर्म करता है, ऐसा व्यक्ति कभी पाप का भागीदार नहीं बन सकता. ऐसे व्यक्ति को मैं इस संसार में सुख देता हूँ, संतोष देता हूँ, मृत्यु के बाद अपने अंतर में स्थान देता हूँ. सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो ततो योधाय उजस्व नेवम पापम अवाप्स्यसि. Lord Krishna said, we have to understand our responsibility as effective leader. We have to understand, we have to focus on our karma. We don't have to keep any kind of expectation on our karma. We just have to do selfless service. If we are performing selfless service, then we can be a good and best effective leader. So this is what we can learn from Srimad Bhagavad Gita. Lord Krishna said, if you are keeping any expectation with our karma, then what will happen? One thing will happen, surely happen. What will it be? It will be, we will be associated with a material pool, material things, and we will fell down in this particular material pool. Lord Krishna said, Dhyayato Vishyan Punsa Sangha Setu Pajayate Sangat Sanjayate Kamah Kamato Krodho Bhinjayate. क्रोधात भवति सम्मोह, सम्मोहात स्मृति विभ्रम, स्मृति हिंसात बुद्धि नाशो, बुद्धि नाशात प्रणश्यति. लॉर्ड कृष्ण हियर सेड, फल की आशा से कामना प्रकट होती है पार्थ, और कामना का स्वभाव है असंतोष्टि. असंतोष के कारण क्रोध जन्म लेता है, क्रोध के कारण मोह जन्म लेता है, मोह के कारण व्यक्ति आचार और व्यवहार का ज्ञान ही भूल जाता है. ज्ञान के जाने से बुद्धि चली जाती है, अनुचित प्रकार के कार्य होने लगते हैं, और अंत में ऐसा व्यक्ति का समाज और सोसाइटी शत्रु बन जाता है, और अंत में ऐसा व्यक्ति का पूर्ण रूप से, लिसन इट वेरी केयरफुली, पूर्ण रूप से पतन हो जाता है. जो भी चीज होता है फल की आशा से होता है, डिजायर से होता है, और एक्सपेक्टेशन से होता है. और हमारी जो माया है ना, माया, हमारी डिजायर, हमारी इच्छा है, हमें मटेरियल पूज में खींचती रहती है, बार बार जन्म लेने के लिए मजबूर करती है, हमें अपने कर्मों से मुक्त नहीं होने देती. तो वी हैव टू डू अवर कर्मा विदाउट कीपिंग एनी काइंड ऑफ एक्सपेक्टेशन. इट्स लाइक अ निष्काम कर्मा. देयर इज टू काइंड ऑफ कर्मा. फर्स्ट वन इज सकam karma, with which there is a expectation is associated, and there is a niskam karma with which there is a no expectation. The karma perform our prescribed duty without keeping any kind of material expectation. Result is not on our hand. Result is only and only on hand of Lord Krishna or the Supreme Personality of Godhead. भगवान के हाथ में है ना. हमारा काम क्या है? हमारा प्रिस्क्राइब ड्यूटी कर्तव्य कर्म करना, तो वो करते हैं ना हम. Selfless service, this is most important for effective leader. Three basic motive for the leadership are the desire or power, achievement and affiliations. एडोल्फ हिटलर की बात कर ले, he has a desire for power. और मोदी जी की बात कर ले, he has a desire for power. उनको पावर में रहना है, उनको बस लोगों से कोई मतलब नहीं है. अगर बात करते हैं मुसोलिन, उसकी बात करते हैं, he has a desire to get a power. He had a desire. हमारे मतलब जो भी दूसरे लीडर है, जो हमारे आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी की बात कर ले, he has a desire, only desire to be in power. जब तक जिंदा है तब तक पावर में रहना है और अपना वर्चस्व दिखाना है. He doesn't want to do anything for the people. He is only destroying the people. But leader has a quality to understand. Leader has a quality to understand the actual problem of the people, and always work for the people, and work for the society, and work for the nation, work for the particular, not for particular community, for each and every living entity. Leader doesn't has any kind of discrimination in his heart. But our आदरणीय प्रधानमंत्री जी मोदी जी के पास है. He has destroyed the nation. We can understand. He is the best example for destructive leadership. I would like to talk about Lee Lecardo, become a president of Chrysler Corporation in 1978. He realized his company had serious problem. He tried to save the company by changing its management and process. In spite of this thing, the problem at the Chrysler surmounted. Iacocca had to obtain government loans for the company. He urged the workers to accept the salary cuts and reduce his own pay $1 per year. मतलब जो उन्होंने वर्कर को बोला कि आप अपना सैलरी घटाओ क्योंकि मुझे लोन लेना पड़ रहा है कंपनी को बचाने के लिए, तो वर्कर ने उनकी बात मानी और अपना खुद का भी सैलरी कट किया. $1 पर ईयर में कट कर दूंगा. तो वो होता है खुद, मतलब अगर आप सेक्रीफाइस कर रहे हो तो पहले अपने से स्टार्ट करो ना. दूसरों से सेक्रीफाइस क्यों करवा रहे हो? Who the hell we are to make a sacrifice from the other people? First we have to start to give a sacrifice from ourselves only. We have to start from our own self. We don't have to start from other people. Other people will learn from all of us. If we will be effective leader, then people will definitely adopt our ideology, our thoughts from other people, from all of us. If we talk about Nelson Mandela, Mahatma Gandhi, and I would say Shahid Bhagat Singh, many people say he didn't follow any religious, he didn't has any kind of religious feeling, or he was a atheist person. Many people say, but I would say Bhagat Singh, more or less he was following Srimad Bhagavad Gita. He knows, at that time he knows only and only about his prescribed duty. He said, I have to do something for my nation, for my people, and he performed his selfless service to the people. That's why he knows That's why we know him very well. He's a well-known person. He's familiar, and we have to fold our hand in order to respect him and for his bravery as well as for his achievement and for his sacrification for our beloved India. Thank you, Bhagat Singh. I would bow my hand at a billion times before you, because you did everything for my beloved India, for our India. Thank you so much. This kind of leader is known as a effective leader. Attaining self-awareness. How to attain self-awareness about our soul, from our soul. How to understand our soul from our intelligence. Lord Krishna said, "Na aham buddhi dadami yogam." How to get intelligence from our mind and from our senses we can understand. This is all about attaining the higher state of self-awareness. We have to interact with the supreme leader. We have to understand, we have to develop character, we have to understand who we are. Only and only performing our prescribed duty in the welfare of the people, the people will definitely recognize all of us. We will get a recognition, but we don't have to do anything in order to get a recognition. We all have to read Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We will get a good quality on basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita. We can understand many things on the basis of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, but people are not reading Srimad Bhagavad Gita. People are not able to understand. They actually don't want to understand. They are actually able to understand, but they actually don't want to understand. They are only and only associated with the material things. They are materialistic people. They are only and only running behind, escaping behind particular thing, particular product, but behind the money, behind the property, behind all the material things which are non-permanent. So we don't have to escape beyond non-permanent things. So thank you so much. I hope you all can understand. For having any question, any doubt, then please kindly put a comment. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Radhe Radhe.